Cynthia Arce. The Mamaroneck mom killed her 2-year-old daughter Gabriella Boyd on April 28, 2018, a day after the girl's father obtained a court order granting him temporary custody and prohibiting Arce from having contact with Gabriella. Police tried to serve the order, but said they had no authority to forcibly remove Gabriella from the home. The court order had been sought because Arce threatened to harm herself. She has pleaded guilty to second-degree murder and was promised 25 years to life in prison when she is sentenced later this month. But that will also cover aggravated assault charges for stabbing 2 village police officers who responded to the 911 call from Arce's mother. Ginter Sumanate. When Ginter Sumanate found out she was pregnant, she kept it a secret from everyone before strangling her newborn baby girl with a pair of knickers within minutes of giving birth. The 30-year-old Lithuanian had fallen pregnant by a fellow countryman, despite having a long-term partner with whom she had a young child. She carried out the killing at the family's home in Bognor Regis, West Sussex, in April 2016. Her partner found her lying naked in the bathroom, surrounded by blood, and a baby bath full of what appeared to be clothes. After she told him what had happened, he called paramedics, who rushed her to the hospital, not knowing the dead baby was among the clothes in the bath. The horrific discovery was made when they returned to her home and found the dead girl hidden in wet towels with a ligature tied tightly around her neck. Sumanite had denied murder, but admitted infanticide, saying she was mentally disturbed by the effects of giving birth. She walked free from court after she was sentenced to a 24-month community order, with a rehabilitation requirement order at the Old Bailey in January 2017. Matthew Coleman. Matthew Taylor Coleman, 40, faces 2 counts of first-degree foreign murder in the August deaths of his 2-year-old son and 10-month-old daughter with a spearfishing gun. He told authorities the children were possessed with serpent DNA and were going to grow into monsters. Coleman had driven the children from Santa Barbara, California to Mexico, where he is accused of killing them in Rosarito Beach and then dumping their bodies. Coleman, a follower of the QAnon conspiracy theories, told authorities that he knew it was wrong, but it was the only course of action that would save the world. Coleman has pleaded not guilty. Abigail Palmer. This heinous mom crashed her 2-month-old baby daughter to death. Terry Ray was made the subject of a child protection plan when she was born in October 2016 due to Palmer's history of drug and alcohol abuse. After murdering her daughter, Palmer called 999 and claimed she had woken up to find Terry Ray blue and lifeless after she had taken a nap on her sofa with her lying on her chest. Terry Ray's death was initially treated as non-suspicious, but a skeletal examination later showed she had suffered a number of healing and fresh rib fractures. She also had received an inadequate supply of oxygen to her brain. Palmer, who lived in Solihull, had regular visits from healthcare and social workers who did not raise any concerns. However, on one occasion she had been spotted sneaking into a pub with the baby where she drank wine. In April of this year, she was jailed for 13.5 years at Birmingham Crown Court for the manslaughter and wounding of Terry Ray. Timothy Ray Jones. This is Timothy Jones. In August 2014, Timothy Ray Jones Jr. of South Carolina killed his 5 children and then drove around with their bodies for more than a week before dumping them in garbage bags alongside a dirt road in Alabama. Timothy Ray Jones, then 27, was separated from his wife, who was pregnant with the couple's 6th child. The deceased children ranged in ages from 1 to 8. Jones was found guilty of all 5 murders and sentenced to death. In November 2021, Jones attempted to have his conviction overturned, claiming the prosecutor prejudiced the jury by showing them photographs of the children that had been taken after their deaths. Louise Porton. The evil part-time model mom murdered her 2 young daughters because they were obstructing her sex life. She suffocated Lexi Draper, 3, and 17-month-old Scarlett Vaughn, 18 days apart, at their home in Rugby. The 23-year-old killed Lexi first in the early hours of January 15th, last year, and was then heard laughing at a funeral parlor 2 days before Scarlett died on February 1st. As Lexi lay ill in hospital before she was murdered, Draper took topless photos of herself in a toilet and arranged to perform sex acts on a man in return for money. After killing Scarlett, she delayed calling 999 and even filled her car up with petrol with her dead daughter in the back seat. During her murder trial at Birmingham Crown Court, jurors also heard the sex-obsessed mom wasn't distressed by her daughter's deaths. In August, she was jailed for a minimum of 32 years after being found guilty of both murders. Christopher Watts. Christopher Watts, 33, in August 2018, strangled to death his 34-year-old pregnant wife, Shannon. He then drove her body, along with the couple's 2 daughters, to his worksite near the family's Colorado home. Watts then smothered 3-year-old Celeste before dropping her and her 4-year-old sister, Bella, into an oil tank. He buried his wife's body nearby. Watts, who was having an extramarital affair at the time, told authorities he killed his wife because his wife had killed the girls. He eventually pleaded guilty to 3 counts of first-degree murder and was sentenced to 5 life terms in prison. Cody Ann Jackson. 2-year-old Macy Hogan died in her mother's hands a few days after her father Paul moved out of the family home. Cody Ann Jackson told paramedics the toddler had died in a co-sleeping tragedy and she had found her dead in bed. After murdering her daughter, the then 20-year-old carried out a botched suicide attempt where she harmed herself with 2 kitchen knives, took an overdose of migraine tablets, and wrote a suicide note at their home in Stoke-on-Trent in October 2016. The truth came to light after tests showed that the defenseless Macy was either smothered or had pressure applied to her neck. Jackson had denied killing her daughter, but she dramatically admitted she had murdered her on the 5th day of the trial. Paul, 24, said hours before Cody Ann carried out the horrific murder, she sent him a sickening message with a photo of Macy which read, "Sorry, just thought you deserved one last picture and memory of her." She was jailed for life with a minimum term of 16 years. That was it for today's video. If you want to see more videos like this, subscribe to our channel and hit the like button.